ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Bold Explorer Live, ladies and gentlemen. Live here on the 3rd of April 2018. Yes, it's me, back again. Ho ho! And what a rotten, miserable day we've had down here in West Sussex. Although I gather in the West Country, where they talk like that, they've had beautiful, beautiful sunshine. They've had beautiful sunshine. It's been lovely, as it's been lovely, apparently. Lucky beggars, I say. Lucky beggars is what I say, because they've had beautiful sunshine, but yet down here it has been pretty miserable. The sun kind of peeked out for a bit, and then it went in, then it came out, then it went in. It was cold, it was warm, it was not quite anything. Bit of a nuisance. No, it's a nuisance, all right. I don't like it, Mr. Summerby. I don't like it. Do you remember Robbie's Robots? Remember Robbie's Robot? I don't like it, Mr. Summerby. I don't like it. That was a programme, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a programme. Yeah, of course it was a programme, you fool. Yes, it was a programme. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, the man that goes around looking at the wonderful British English country heritage. Country heritage? Yes, that's what I do. And then in the evenings, I let my hair down, I take my wig off, I settle back here to do a live show, ladies and gentlemen. Slightly different. I have to say this each time because people get rather surprised, rather shocked when they tune in to the live. They're expecting to see some erudite, urbane person who will talk proficiently about some wonderful subject. And of course, what you end up with, little old me, talking absolute rubbish for an hour. And I do apologise for that, but, you know, if that's not your bag, then I suggest you leave it there and go to the reclaims and see if it's still on the conveyor belt. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose we ought to find out if anybody's actually watching this nonsense. See if there's anybody out there waving at the old Vobie one-eyed Kenobi. Let's have a look, let's go and just check. Yes, indeed. There's Stuart Hill, there's Elaine Brazer, there's Judith Oakley, there's Cynthia Walder, there's Russell MacDonald Bell. Ding dong! Hello, Russell, how are you? Oh, very well, thank you. Oh, marvellous. There's Kevin Hall, there's Andy Ash, there's Anne Evans, there's the lovely Julia, and there's many... And Ed Warren! Ed Warren! Roll your R's, Red Warren. Thank you, band. Thank you very much. Do you know? It's Eric. He plays that music single-handedly on his banjo. Yeah, I know it sounds like a whole orchestra and drums and all sorts of things, but it's him on his banjo. Yeah, I don't know where he got his banjo from, ladies and gentlemen, but he sits there with his triple legs and his funny hair and his weird nose. He is a dwarf, I should point that out. He is, that's not an offensive term, just so you know. He is actually a dwarf. He's a small person. He's of small stature, and his banjo is pretty large banjo like that. Before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, I should just do this one thing, because I've had a request for it, and I'm going to do it before the requests get overwhelmed by the Brazier family, ladies. Little baby. Hello, little baby. Oh, a little baby. A little baby. Hello, mummy. Oh, little baby. More baby impressions, Elaine says. I want more baby impressions. I want more baby. I don't know whether she's sort of brooding at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, whether she's broody. Oh, little baby, hello, little baby, coochie, coochie, coochie. I'm a grandfather, ladies and I've come to terms with it now. I have held the child in my hand. I have stared at his little tiny face, and his tiny little eyes have glanced back at me, and already is better than me. He's got 2 eyes, for one thing, but I have come to the conclusion that I can teach him my ways, and then, deep into the future, ladies and gentlemen, through the crystal ball, I can see that he'll be sitting here carrying on the Vobes empire. I know none of my other children have managed to do it, but through the genes, ladies and gentlemen, through the genes, I'm sure that this little mite will turn into another loon. He'll have to shave his hair off, of course. He'll have to shave all his hair off and wear glasses, stab out his eyes, and, you know, be an ugly little bugger. But other than that, which I'm sure he's not, he's probably going to take after his eldest son and be the most handsomest chap in the whole wide world. So, you know, it'll be absolutely lovely. Anyway, there we go. That's it. That's us. Here we are, live today, ladies and gentlemen, on a Tuesday evening. Now, you may have noticed something slightly different about me. You may have noticed that I'm actually not wearing my normal attire. I am actually wearing something of age. Yes, I wore this jacket when I very first started doing the podcasting back in 2005. So, you know, long time ago. But the thing is, you see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going through my wardrobe, trying to find a different jacket for every occasion. Well, let's say every occasion, every time I'm on, and I'm very close to the end. I'll soon be putting on very ridiculous jackets, and that will look a bit peculiar. So I don't want to worry anybody. I'm worrying myself. Anyway, I want to say thanks to the lovely Braziers for my wonderful cup, which I use every single day, and I have a lovely coffee there with no sugar in it whatsoever, nothing to sort of make me hyper. Somebody said to me, I think it was in the group, somebody said somewhere, or on YouTube or somewhere, you know, people talk to me in all sorts of weird ways on the old podosphere or Vobosphere or whatever you want to call a sphere, and they said, where do you get your energy from? Where do you get your energy from? And I'm like, I don't know where it comes from. They turn the camera on, you know, before the show, ladies and gentlemen, before the show, I'm like this little old morose man going, oh, woe is me, I've got to do a show, I really don't want to do it, I hate doing the show, it's so awful, nobody loves me, nobody likes me, who's going to tune into this rubbish? And then suddenly the light goes on, the red light in the studio, or the camera blinks on, and the next minute here I am, alive, back to being a 21-year-old, handsome, debonair. Yes, that's it, and I'm back to being that irresistible character that everybody loves. I've talked a load of old rubbish, don't I? What a load of old tods that I spews out of my mouth, ladies and gentlemen. It literally spews out of my mouth. No doubt that there are people there going, how do we turn this off? How do we get rid of this man from our screens? What a load of old codswallop. Anyway, before we get on to the load of old codswallop, I always like to play a nice little bit of something to gentle the seams down. The seams? Oh yes, the seams. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a fun-packed show today. We have got a fun-packed show. I'm sure we have got some fun packed in there somewhere, not quite sure. More copious notes have been written liberally 10 seconds before curtain up. Vroom. Oh, there they are. Vroom. We do like a bit of curtain up here in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, this is, what is his name? Reg Tilsley. I'm very thankful to Lindsay Kerr, who sent this to me probably in 2005. And even then it was probably 20 years old. Anyway, it's very nice. It's very nice. What you don't realise, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the God's honest truth. God's honest truth, ladies and gentlemen. You might listen to the likes of Pink Floyd and Holes in Carpets and all those sort of things, or the what's that heavy Zeppelin one? The one that's like iron. Oh, I can't remember. And all those funny, very metallic bands, and you may listen to sort of folk bands or interesting stuff that's in the pops. Maybe, what was it, Apple Nana? No, not Apple Nana. Anyway, all those old ones. The Spice Boys. You remember those? Yes, they were boys dressed up as girls. Very popular, I believe, with Ziggy Zigar, whoever he is. Anyway, the point is, you may listen to all of that, but I get up in my little office. This is true. I get up and I prance about, ladies and gentlemen. I prance about in the privacy. I mean, the curtains are open, but nobody looks through my window. They know better. I prance around to this sort of music. I love it. I have it playing in my car when I'm driving around. Oh, all right. So it's stopped. So, all right. So we better get on with the show then, haven't we? All right. Let's get on with the show. That's marvellous. See what people are saying. Ed Warren says, evening to our American friends, all from the great US of A. Thank you very much, Ed. Jennifer says, thanks, Ed. Evening to you as well. We've managed to sort of breach across the Atlantic, the pond, the big pond. We've managed to cross hands there, boy, and we've shaken hands with them lovely Americans, boy. I tell you, they're really great. Graham Whittington says, I'm a blues man, me. Oh, yes. I've seen you late at night with your telescope, peering into the great blue yonder, and it's very nice. Steve Blakey says, oh, my God, Mr. Smooth, O-L-O. Or is it L-O-L? One of the three. Kushti Phil says, Stairway to Heaven. Yes, that's what I call my stairs at the end of the show. When I finish this, I'm so drained, so knackered, so tired, I go, good night all, and I'm straight up to the heavenly thing that is my bed. Kevin Hall says, get a nice melodic tune from my son's band, Summer, not Summer. So, is that Sumer? Sumer, as in the wrestlers. Are they big boys? Are they big boys in small pants? We're not really allowed to say that. We've probably now alerted some government authority. Hello, he's talking about big boys in small pants. We've got to get down there and arrest the fella. Anyway, it's Sumer, not Summer. Think of it as... Oh, yeah, I got it. Sumer, to play on your show. Well, send some stuff in. I would love to play it. I would love to play it. It would be great. It would be marvellous. I would love to do that. Nikki Jess has joined. Hello, Nikki Jess. Jane Ainsley has joined. Mark Selwood and John Berg. John Berger will remember this outfit. He will remember me dressed up like this. I think I took this jacket to America. I think this jacket has appeared in Ameriski, all on its little lonesome tonesome ski. Yes, I think so. Anyway, cheers everybody. We've got stuff to do, so we must get on with it, if that's okay. So no mucking about. No mucking about. Mucking about. Coming in here. Mucking about. Right, so what have we got? Oh yes, we're going to have a little bit of... we've got some Vobing reporting, but it's kind of without the reporting, if you see. It's just people who've made some stuff. Well, one is a Vobing... get my facts right, Vobes. One is a Vobing reporting and one isn't. But anyway, we're going to get on to that. And I've got some other exciting... I'm brimming with it. I've got some very exciting news to tell you as well. Yes, get out the teleprinter, because I've got some very exciting news. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies who wish they were gentlemen, and all the others in between. So, but first of all, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do... No, we're not doing that one. We're going to go to Stansted Park, ladies and gentlemen. Stansted Park in, I think it's just inside Sussex. It's right close to the border with Hampshire, but it's not quite in Hampshire. They've managed to pull it back. Stansted Park. I have been to Stansted Park. Very nice, but I haven't been here. But I tell you somebody who has been there. Yeah, I'll tell you. In English, it was Lee Freeston. Now, yesterday we had Idsworth or something church, a little chapel in the middle of nowhere, which was lovely. Well, he's taken his lovely little camera out again, and he's done another lovely little thing. It's amazing. How does he do it? It's amazing. More prolific than the Vobes himself, which is incredible. So, we're going to go and have a look at the lovely church there. What's it called? Oh, it's Stansted Chapel, of course it is. And I should just tell you a little bit of information about Stansted Chapel, because I did write this down thanks to their website, actually. It's stanstedpark.co.uk. I'm just reading this. It says St Paul's Chapel at Stansted Park, just to set the scene, you know. On the 16th of April, 1644, ladies and gentlemen, the old Stansted House was attacked by the parliamentarian troops. Oh, blimey. By the end of the day, the house, dating on the site from Norman times, was in ruins. Oh, the swines, you horrible, horrible, horrible roundheads. Anyway, don't worry. By the end of the... Oh, I've read that bit. The new standard house, the new one, was built on a better site, commanding views across the coastal plain, to the Solent and over the parkland, to the west and east, or the east and west, whichever way you want to put it. 200 metres of north... Anyway, it goes on, blah, 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 blah. We want to talk about the chapel, actually. The chapel that you see today, and the one that you'll see in this video, is has a much colourful history. It's recorded that on the very day, hallelujah, on the day that the chapel was consecrated in 1890, the weather was so bad, oh golly, it's so grim out there, I'm not going outside. No, that's exactly what would happen. The chapel was consecrated in 1890, the weather was so bad that the Bishop of Chichester... The Bishop of Chichester. I am the Bishop of Chichester. That's who I am. The Bishop... What is in this coffee? This is driving me monkey. The Bishop of Chichester refused to go outside. The graveyard was consecrated, therefore, through the vestry window. I consecrate the ground by chucking... How do you consecrate ground? Did he sort of chuck a bowl of dishing up water out there? A bowl of dishing up water, or washing up dishes water, whatever. Anyway, let's watch the video and calm ourselves. Please calm down, please. Please, just calm. Calm down. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday is completely mad day. So, here it is. This is Lee Freeston's a little, a very lovely, lovely thing with a little bit of beautiful music to calm everyone down. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Marvellous, isn't it? Marvellous. Lovely, lovely little church. Well worth going. Stansted Park it's in. Stansted Chapel it's called. And you don't have to stand up all the time. I think you can have a sit down if there's any pews in there. I didn't see any pews because I wasn't really looking. I was actually looking because I noticed that the lovely Karen Holdaway has just arrived. Hello, Karen. I hope you're well. Hope you're doing well and that you're looking as lovely and as gorgeous as normal. Karen and I once worked on one of my ill-fated children's books, unfortunately. She was brilliant. She whipped me. No, not like that, as one could have wished. But she whipped me into better improving my grammar. So I owe her muchness. Muchness. So it's lovely to see you there, Karen. And, of course, I've been walking in very close to some of the area that you've been fairly recently. She's over in the sort of Storrington neck of the woods and around near the Pulborough Brooks, and she's told me many times how lovely it is at the Pulborough Brooks, and I'd like to go around the I can't even say it, ladies and gentlemen, I can't even say it, the Pulborough Brooks, because it's supposed to be nice, but I'm waiting for the better weather, because the last time I was there it was blooming snow on the ground. Snow, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody wants a bit of snow on the ground. Not snow more. No snow more for us. Thank you very much. Anyway, I happen to notice Paul Couchman. Are you still there, Paul Couchman? I want to know if you're still there because I've got some very exciting news. Wait. Is this retrobate? Is this man? Is this enthusiastic, lovely man? Is he out there, ladies and gentlemen? Is he really there? I want to know. Is this lovely chap, this enthusiastic nutcase, who's into into historic food? It might be medieval, of course, but I can't guarantee. But is he there? Please say hello if you are, because I'm very keen to make the announcement if you happen to be there. Yes, I've just seen it. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. You see, there's a bit of a delay. It's such a shame. So, ladies and gentlemen, and I assure you, Paul, when we do our thing, I won't be quite as mad. Just so you, I don't want to frighten everybody off. So, ladies and gentlemen, a lovely. Let's see if we've got some announcement music for this. Let's try this one. Yeah, okay. So it's not really appropriate. It's not exactly. It's not exactly Regency music. I must try and find some Regency music. Anyway, the point is, ladies and gentlemen, had a chat with Paul today. Very nice chap, and he's so open to ideas. And I said to him, "Oi, Paul, the old Vobes wants to bring the studio to your marvellous house, your superb, lovely house, and do a live show from Hove, actually. We want to do it from the Regency house." And he said, "You know what? Bog off." And I said, no, Paul, no, don't be like that. Don't be like that. We'll interview people. We'll do some food tasting. You can cook some stuff. We'll film you cooking some stuff. We'll bring it in. We'll try it out. We'll interview the lovely volunteers. We'll find out more about the history of the house. We'll see how it's all going. We maybe talk to some of the people who are walking around, the visitors, and film some bits and play it in. And slowly, because as you know from watching the video of when I went round the house, he's a very, he's a very morose sort of chap, this Paul Couchman. He's very morose. He doesn't let anything out. He's a very secretive chap. I mean, it was such a job, I can tell you, interviewing him as we went round, trying to get him to tell me something about it. He just said, "Oh, well, that's the basement, that's the first floor, that's the loos. What else do you want? There's the door on your bike." No, of course he wasn't. I'm only joking. Paul was such a lovely man. And, we had a marvellous time. So, yes, we're going to be doing a live show. This is terrific. I'm so excited. We're going to be doing a live show. The show, probably 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon from the Brunswick Regency Townhouse, or the Regency Townhouse in Brunswick Square. From there, live on the 19th of May, ladies and gentlemen. Write that in your diary. I'll bung some publicity up so that you know all about it. And Paul and I will liaise exactly what the content will be. So we'll be live for an hour. That is the plan. Isn't that exciting? We've got one in the bag. It's going to be fun. I know we've got to wait. I know we've got a long old wait, but it'll be superb and it'll be fantastic. So there we go. And we'll do as much as we can and lots of publicity, and we'll try and get a lot of people in. And of course, as I say, I won't be quite so manic. Then, because there'll be people here. But, we'll host it and do our best and all of that. And the lovely Julia has said to me, she said, Oi, wait a minute. You going down to that Regency townhouse again? And I said, yes. She said, well, I want to go. I said, but you can't go. You haven't been invited, Julia. I said, you've got to stay here and keep with the trees and things. She said, no, I want to go as a lady. I said, a lady? What are you? Julia? The lovely Julia? Don't be ridiculous, I said. Well, I picked myself up off the floor, as you can imagine, pretty well bruised, kicked in some very nasty places, I can tell you. I was singing soprano for a while. Anyway, and I said, yeah, no, that'd be fine. So I had a word with Paul. Paul said, no, it's absolutely fine. Then he said, but you'd have to wear costume. And I said, what do you mean, costume? I said, I'll go like this. No, you can't get in like that. You've got to wear period costume. So I said to Julia, you can't possibly go, you haven't got a costume. Then Paul said, that's all right. We'll supply a costume for Julia. Just give her your measurements. I said, well, I know Julia's measurements, 36, 24, 36. She said, don't give over. So she's going to be in a magnificent costume as a lady of the house, don't you know? It'll be ever so suave. And no doubt I'll be dressed as, like, an urchin, or I'll tell you who I'll be. I'll be the chimney sweep. I'll be all sooted up and scruffy as anything, going, here, mister, where do you want me to put my brush? I'll tell you where you're going to put your brush. Oh, don't be like that, mister. I didn't mean nothing, honest. It's a farthing a flu. A farthing of flu. God, ripped off. Anyway, so that's the plan. I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. So tune in for that on the 19th of March. We'll tell you all about it nearer the time. Whew. It's exciting, isn't it? All this live business is lovely. Let's see what people are saying down in the thing. Claire Leach says, love it. She's got a big thumbs up. Mark Selwood says it's worth the wait. Stuart says looking forward to it. Matthew Holdsworth says quite hard to watch this and cook fajitas at the same time. I do apologise. I hope your fajitas are as hot and as spicy as I am at the moment, which would be good. Graham Whittington says, court jester. Yes, well, I suppose, yes, I could be the court jester and rattle my little thing. Although, it'd be the wrong time period. That would be more like the Tudor thing, you see. I'm not really sure that the Regency people... Mark Wynne has arrived. He says, you mean April the 19th, not March. Did I say March? I meant May. May. Maybe. May. It's May. May the 19th. John Berger says, hey, it's Mark Taylor. What do you mean it's Mark? My partner in crime with Vobes, guilty by association. Oh, cool. Right, time for some more Vobing reporting, if that's okay. We used to have roving reporters, but now we have Vobing reporters. So this one is the lovely Matt Brazier, and he's been doing something very fascinating and interesting, and I'll tell you exactly what it is as soon as I've got the video all lined up, which is there. He's been down at Dover again, at the White Cliffs of Dover, with his drone. And it's amazing what you can do with your drone. He's been at the Fan Bay Mirrors. You know what the Fan Bay Mirrors are? No, I wasn't 100% sure till I watched the video. Let's have a little look and calm ourselves down, have a little bit of milk and bread, and we'll be fine. That's what I said. So here it is, thanks to Matt Brazier. Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Fantastic. Absolutely love it. Thank you very much, Matt. You're watching the Bald Explorer live, if you didn't realise. You should see him dead. Maybe you shouldn't. It is the time check now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8:30. 8:30 British summertime here in the UK. I don't know what time it is wherever you are. It could be 3:15 for all I care. The main thing is I'm here and I'm looking dapper. I have to say, who would put up with me, eh? No wonder Harriet lives 230 miles away. So I can say that because she's out this evening. She's not watching the show, so I'm all right. So I can dress up smoothly, you know, and sort of see if my luck's in tonight. I'll probably go down to the old disco this evening. But do they still have discos? I'm sure they don't. No. Oh well, there we are. It'll just be me then, clicking my fingers, dancing to some of this. You probably can't hear this, but this jacket, I haven't worn this jacket for donkeys. I had to put a little secret here. If you haven't worn leather for a long time, it stiffens up. So what I've had to put on here is a little bit of well, what do you call it? Skin lotion. You know, not baby lotion. Skin. The stuff that you put on to do your hair and, I mean, you know, your face and hands and body lotion. I got it. Body lotion. I knew what I was talking about. You don't need to. Don't look at me like that. Thank you. Blimey. Anyway, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I need to show you another picture now. I need to show you another picture. Here we are. This lovely, fine gentleman is Richard Suggett. Richard Suggett, and he does the Veg Growers podcast. I'm sure you've tuned in and listened to him. He's a lovely bloke. Well, tomorrow it's Richard's day, Richard Suggett's day. Because we start the day, ladies and gentlemen, with a video of he and I wandering around Pulborough, lovely place, Pulborough, looking at a peculiar... He's got a mystery, you see. He's got a mystery. I don't want to give too much away. I'll leave that for tomorrow. That is our walk. It's going to be fascinating. I want you to bung your comments on. Any sort of comments you've got. If you know anything about it and all that sort of stuff, stick your comments after the video has gone up on the Bald Explorer group page. That would be great. Do that, because in the evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited. Richard Suggett is going to be here. He's going to bring some vegetables that he's grown himself with his own green fingers. Yes, he's been out, even in weather like this, he's managed to grow them. And some eggs that he hasn't laid the eggs himself, obviously, clearly, he's not that clever. Unless he's gone around going... By the way, I did eat all of that chocolate egg that was delivered yesterday, and I've had to do some extra exercises today just to get rid of the weight and shed all the weight loss now, because it was very nice. And thank you very much to Julia again for dropping that round. It was delicious. Anyway, so Richard Suggett will be here, and we're going to somehow fit up some sort of cooking mechanism in here live. And we're going to hopefully not burn the place down. Richard's going to talk about his podcast. He's going to talk about veg growing. He's going to talk about how he's been incubating quail's eggs and what happens if you crack them and all that sort of stuff. So that's tomorrow's show. So we've got, a rip-roaring, exciting guest. It's going to be a hoot. It's going to be a hoot, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a hoot. Yeah, a hoot, man. It's a broad Brit new tonight, Mrs. Reed. You're buying a toaster? Are you buying a toaster? No, not buying a toaster. Thank you. So that was that. That's the Veg Growers podcast. Yes. Oh, and been chatting to a very nice bloke called Mark English. Now he runs a podcast. No, he doesn't. He runs a vlog, and he runs a sort of history style. It's kind of like a bald explorer thing, but he's not bald. So it's more like a history explorer, but without the what would you call it? The impediment of being bald. So he's far more clever than I am, and he goes about with his mate, and they do walks and they do filming. It's like I've copied their idea, really. I do feel a bit naughty. Anyway, he got in touch with me today, and he said, "Here, Richard, I've been watching your nefarious videos, nicking our idea, but would you like to come for a walk with me? I'll show you how it's done properly." So I said, "Oh, all right then, Mark, that sounds great." So what we're going to do is we're going to go to... Now, you may remember in the Bald Explorer group, that now, who was it? Somebody, was it... now, hang on, I'm going to get into trouble now. Was it Cynthia? I can't remember off the top of my head. Didn't do my research, did I? I need a PA system here. Not a PA system. What am I talking about? A PA. Personal, a little dolly bird is what I need. Shush, don't say that. Yeah, no, I think it was Cynthia. Somebody posted the Waverley Abbey You know, the abbey that you go past and go, hello? Like that Waverley Abbey up in Surrey. Well, he said, why don't we go there and do... And I did a podcast about it. I put a podcast in there, and I think it was Cynthia. I can't remember. Somebody put the pictures in there. I'm going to get blasted now. I know it was a woman. I know that much. So anyway, we're going to go there and walk around there. And then there was another place. He did tell me. And do you know what? Yeah. Forgotten completely, but there's another place, so we're gonna team up and have a bit of a walk around, and it's gonna be hunky dory, and that so we're doing that on Monday coming. So we're just fingers crossed the weather is going to be nice. So it's all happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's all very much exciting. So that was that. And his name's Mark English, and you can check him out. You can check him out on his YouTube channel. I can't remember exactly how you get there now, but if you put in, it's Mark English Video, so it's MEV, M-E-V Productions. If you put MEV Productions into a YouTube search engine, you'll come up with his videos and you'll see. So it's very nice of him. If anybody else is watching this for the very first time thinking, he's a cool dude, he's very cool, I like him, and you'd like to do a walk with the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi, then do please get in touch, because that's what this is about. This is a community show. It's not really just about me being a bit of a prat here and mucking about, although I am mucking about quite a bit. We do serious stuff, and you may have seen today I put in there one of my earlier videos, the history you can touch. And in fact, Paul Couchman, he said, never mind history you can touch, what about history you can eat? And then it went through my mind. I thought, well, you know, at some point Paul and I should get together and we should do a history of food, and get Paul to cook up some little food bits, and maybe bung them, you know, we'll cook half a dozen of them up and then bung them in the show from time to time. That would be fantastic. What do you think about that, Paul? Just thinking off the top of my head. If anybody's got a special skill like that, we should definitely highlight it. I know we don't get that many viewers on our show live, but on the replay, you know, a number of people do sort of pass by, hopefully. Anyway, let's have another little time check. Oh, it's 37 minutes past the hour. And it's time now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the bit you always love, the bit that we've been waiting for ages. Yes, you've guessed it. It's time for our friendly visit to the gallery. And on the gallery today, ladies and gentlemen, just be aware, of course, that I cannot return your photographs unless you send me £50. So, first of all, we'll start over here in the gallery, which is very nice, in the group pictures. This is something that Russell MacDonald Bell put in. You can obviously recognise that. That is the hill that the Snug and Cosy rocket landed on, although people in Wiltshire call it Silbury Hill, but actually it's the rocket that the original Snug and Cosy space rocket landed on many moons ago. And he was inspired to put that up because he'd watched my History You Can Touch, where I was going around looking at burial mounds and the West Kennet Long Barrow. So thank you very much, Russell. You can find these pictures, by the way, and more of them, in the Bald Explorer group. The lovely Julia has had a bit of a fascination with boot scrapers. She observed one, and she took a picture, and she wondered if they are still all around everywhere. And of course people were saying, well, of course they are, yes, they're built into buildings. Lovely boot scrapers mostly from the Georgian period. So I don't know if the Regency House has a boot scraper on the outside. I can't remember now whether it does. Maybe Paul could clear that one up. Next up on our little list of pictures, which I'm desperately trying to get to, so bear with me as we get there. This one is Dave Baker has been to Chichester Cathedral, taking a picture with his phone, I believe, because it's a funny upright picture, which is very nice. Thank you very much for that, Dave. I don't know what you were doing in Chichester. You didn't actually tell us. But here, anybody know where this is? Oh, yes. I'll tell you. Ben Hornbuckle, love the name. Ben Hornbuckle has been to Lancing Ring. Looking across there, I don't know where that is across. It must be looking east. Is it from Lancing Ring to all the chalk? Is it across to the cement factory? Anyway, wherever it is, That's where he's taken the picture. And Kushti Phil has been to Arundel Cathedral, couple of cathedrals in today's show. Or did he really go to St Mary's Gate Inn and have a swift half? Or was that really what it was? I have a suspicion that may be what it is. Lucy Welsh has been to Silchester, and she's taken a picture of the board. In fact, I couldn't get the whole picture on, actually, but welcome to Roman Silchester. It's lovely, and I want to go there. I do want to go to Silchester and have a little gander around with the old camera at some point. Bit of a trek from where I am, but that's on the cards. Not Ben, what am I saying? Brendan Potts is potty about windmills, and I thought I'd better put a windmill up. This windmill, I believe, is Argus Hill Mill, and he and I at some point are going to get our act together and go wandering around, because he is absolutely windmill mad, and it's very pleasing to see somebody so young with such an interest in heritage, so it's obviously got to be praised. This funny looking old place here, this, ladies and gentlemen, is from the very lovely Claire Leach at Nyman's Gardens. Now, they've got lovely flowers and things in their gardens, as you might expect, but she tells me that in 1947 a disastrous fire almost gutted the house, the original house, leaving much of it in a roofless ruin, and only a small part of the house was ever replaced or repaired. But for the most part, the historic mansion is just simply a Gothic fairy tale, sort of acts as a romantic backdrop for the gardens and the surrounding woodland. She said that she got all that from somewhere called Britain Express, which is very nice, as opposed to the American Express. My sister, on the other hand, she's been to the loo. Yeah, I mean, no, she's been down to Cornwall. She's been to loo in Cornwall. That's West Cornwall, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. What a lovely place. She's put some lovely pictures in the group. So go and check all these pictures out. And, of course, our photographic madman, who I will be seeing on Thursday, Ed Warren, has been traipsing about round the back of North Chapel in a place called Old Saxon Lane. Look at that, and these beautiful old trees. He takes some lovely pictures, and so he's bunged a whole load of them up in the Bald Explorer group. So do check those out. So it's fantastic. Thank you very much, everybody who's been posting. Keep posting to the Bald Explorer group, and if you happen to be one of those people, those sad people, those poor, sad people who are feeling that you're bereft, that you're not part of it, that you somehow are missing a part of the community, then fear not anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Just don't panic, because all you've got to do is, on the Bald Explorer page, you'll see there is a thing to say, visit the group. And you visit the group. Yes, it's a closed shop. And yes, we want to vet and see what size your vest is and all of that. No, of course not. We will open our arms and let you in. Somebody, one of the wonderful admin team, will let you in, and you'll be part of us. We'll pat you on the back. We'll give you tea and biscuits. We'll sit you down for half an hour, rub your feet, all that kind of stuff. Tap you on the kneecap to see that there's any reactions, and then we'll say, come on, make a contribution, write something, post something, take a picture, be part of it. That's the key, you see. That's the key. That's what we want to do. So, and actually, it's funny you should say that, because not that you said it, I said it, but somebody said to me in on YouTube this morning, they said, I like the fact that you make these videos where you go around all these interesting places, and I like your show where it's a very personal show and you call out people's names and all that. He says, and I understand that you want to get more patrons and you want to get bigger audience. He says, but I like the smallness of it. I like that intimate feel that you have. Whereas if you've got hundreds and hundreds of people, it might lose out, because you couldn't possibly know everybody's name. And I agreed with him, and I said, the trouble is, I do need to somehow make some money out of this, so we can just keep it going, because obviously this is full time. I'm out in the daytime filming, and then I'm back here editing, and then I'm doing the show in the evening. I don't have time for a proper job or anything like that. So, of course, sometimes I do say to people, if it's possible that you could support the Vobes and the Bald Explorer channel, then it would be great. A price of a cup of tea, or a cup of coffee, or a slice of cake, or a multi-storey car park, whatever you can afford, ladies and gentlemen, if you were able to make a little small donation, I don't want to sort of plead with you, a month, a cup of tea a month. If everybody did that, lots and lots of people did that, then we can just keep this going. We can do more of these exciting things, which I'm slowly, catchy monkey setting up, which is marvellous. So before we go, let's stick a little bit of music on, find out what's going on in the chat room. If you've got any questions, then before the show, then let me know what they are, try and answer them, and then we'll disappear and fade off into the big blue yonder. Poor Julia, not very well at the moment still. We are hoping to get her back into the show, and so that she can be here with the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi. And I'm looking for more people who would love to be a guest. So see what you think about that. Jamie Cave says he loves Lou. Yes, he's been in it for ages. I wish he would come out because others need to use it. Mark Selwood says Hulu. Hulu. Yes, as in the hoop. Steve Pilford says, I didn't get my free tea and biscuit. Did you not, Steve? You need to, what you need to do is to get one of the forms on the side. You'll see it by the door. One of those forms, and write it out in triplicate and send it to the Vobes Complaints Department, care of whoever you can think of, a long convoluted name, and it will get to me eventually. And of course I will make sure that you're recompensed. Whatever it is that you spent to get in through that door, you will definitely be getting a chance to have a look at it before you go. You won't get it back, but you can just have a look at it as I wave it at you. Andy Ash says, any trouble, Rich will kneecap you. yeah, my bother boy jacket, I could do that, you see. My normal sort of tweedy jacket, I'm far too nice. Jennifer says, I never got a foot rub. Well, hang on. Now, look, please don't just dispel the myth, ladies and gentlemen. That foot rub is legendary. I use some very nice peppermint foot moisturiser, and you get right between the toes. And in fact, Nigel, my friend Nigel, we're going to get him on the show. He's going to tell you all about feet, because that's one of his specialities. He does a good feet massage. So maybe you'll get Big Nige to sort you out. Andy Ash said he got more than a foot rub, yes, and so he can't sit down now for a while. Jennifer's decided she's going to take a rain check. Todd Desborough, he says, how about gag tips? Gag tips. Now, is that a bit like filter tips? When you're smoking like that and you put them in and you half swallow them so you gag on them. I'm quite sure what you mean there. As in jokes. I'm guessing you mean jokes. I'm not a comedian. I don't know the first thing about coming up with jokes. I'm a very serious person, me. Oh yes, you ask anybody who knows me, very serious. Peter, no, that's not how you read it. Graham Whittington. I've only got one eye, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking down at the things, and I've only got one eye, and I've got 1 second to get it. Whereas most people have two glances at it at the same time. They can read in stereo. I've got to read in old-fashioned analog mono. You see. Luckily, it's not monochrome. Monochrome. Claire Leach says, ooh, anyway. Mark Wynn says, Vobes has so much energy, he is a Vobaholic. That's very true, I am. Nick Edwards says, me and Dan Evans would love to be your guests. Brilliant. Bring it on. Message me and we'll sort out. Tell me when you're free and we'll do it. I'd love to have you in here. I haven't had 3 in here before, so that would be interesting. Unless, here's an idea. What I would also like to do, if you've got a reasonable upload, I need a bit more than 2 megabytes a second. What I would love to do is to pack all this up and go to somebody else's house. So how about I come to you? Because it is a squeeze in here. Ask Julia. It's a squeeze in here, but it would be great. If I was to pack this all up and come to you, if you've got enough, if we can use your Wi-Fi to send it or spit it out, it just need a bit more than 2 megabytes, you see, to upload it. And it will be fantastic. We'll come and we'll have a show, and you can get the missus to cook some lovely food, and you can send somebody out to get some biscuits, and we'll have a laugh. How about that? Just feeding you some ideas, because I'm a cheapskate, really. What else? Eat yourself. Lovely Julia, lots of veggies. We miss you, Purple Heart. Oh, isn't that nice? That's from Maggie Walters, of course. Paul Hines says, Claire, it wasn't me. I would get well soon. Sorry, Paul. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, gag, LOL, it's close. Marvellous. Thanks, Steve. So, yeah, anybody, if you know somewhere or an organisation where we could take the show I'm so keen to get this show out and about, out from here, from these four walls, one wall, one wall. There's only one wall here. The rest of the wall, you can't see the rest of the walls. They're all over the place. Jane Ainsley says, ha, 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 ha. This is very nice. I had the same problem, Richard. One eye and no sight in the left one. There we are. A woman after my own heart. Only if I give it to you, I will promptly die. A hanky with a knot works well. Oh, yes, that's true. Although it's not so easy then to stuff up your nose, if you've ever tried it with a big knot. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel the time is right to depart. Got that stairway to heaven awaiting me. Bury my little head. It's been so nice. Thank you all. Thank you all. Even those that, people who come in very rarely, like the lovely Karen. I hope you're still there. Who come in and drift in and out. It's so nice of you. And new faces. It's always lovely to see those new faces. We've got about 42 people watching, which is marvellous, and then there'll be loads of people. And if you're watching on YouTube, I am thinking about you too. I just, there's the great Mr. Plum, who always makes, I must make a list of the people out there. There's lots of people. There's Sid Bonkers, who's always commenting, and there's loads of you on the YouTube, and I must use your names. I must call out to you, because I do think about you too. I don't want the YouTube guys to think, oh, he's just talking to the Facebook lot. It's not true. It's not true. If you've got this far in the show and you've stayed with me so far, I've got a heart of gold. Oh, heart of gold. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference? Could be. So anyway, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, everybody. You should take... What is it? This is Jamie Kay saying you should take it to the Lewis Con Club. What is that? What is the Con Club? I'm a bit worried about going to the Con Club because, I may get conned out of things. I don't have much, and I don't want people to say, here, London Bridge, you could have it for £5 if you buy it from me. Invest in London Bridge. Stocks goes up. Socks go down. You never know. Jennifer Stewart, she's had a wonderful night. Anyway, so it's time to do the usual. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, he says, turning the fader up, getting everything ready. When you hear this music, I've got to bury my face in the pillow. And one thing I'm going to do this time is I'm going to find the end caption, so when I say goodbye, I can say goodbye and put the end caption on without faffing about. I've had a lovely evening yet again. Do join me tomorrow when Richard Suggett will be here, the Veg Grower podcast man. We're going to be cooking up a bit of a nonsense stuff. We're going to be finding out about all sorts of stuff to do with green fingers and all of that. It's going to be an absolute hoot. So, ladies and gentlemen, lots of things happening in the Bald Explorer world. We wish Julia to get better. We wish everybody else to have a lovely time. Thanks to everybody who does anything and posts and things. Looking forward to seeing Ed Warren in Petworth on Thursday and bringing you lots of more juicy stuff. And I'm having a lovely walk with the wonderful Claire Leach on Saturday in search of Eric Slater. I need to do a bit of research to find out who the hell Eric Slater is, but we're going to be doing all that. Anyway, from me, Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer in Worthing, take care one and all. Goodbye for now. Goodbye.